Welcome to Muddy River News This Week, furnished by Harvey's. I'm Bob Goff. Congresswoman Mary Miller is about halfway through her first term in office. Now she, as all representatives do, have to run every 2 years. So she's up for re-election, and she's having to go to a different district, as many Congress people are over the next year or so, because of redistricting. And redistricting sort of moved her out and caused a lot of changes here in the state of Illinois and all over the country. And we're talking about that today with Congresswoman Mary Miller. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Well, welcome to Quincy. You're from the other side of the state.
Yes.
Oakland, which is in Coles County, correct?
Yes.
So, and just talk a little bit about this your first year. I mean, you were sworn in on what, January 3rd?
Yes.
And then 3 days later, things kind of went topsy-turvy.
Yes. Well, it's been a wild ride, to say the least. One of the good things is I belong to the Freedom Caucus out there, and it's a group of Congress people who are more conservative, constitutionalists, and it's been a big advantage to me because it's kind of given me a team to play on. On fly-in day after we vote, we always meet and talk about upcoming legislation, how we can throw sand into the gears of the Democrats, and how we can message. So I have had that advantage. The other thing is I have a fantastic staff out there. They're very conservative. So I've had that, and also great staff here in the district.
You know, when you decide to run for Congress, I mean, you farm with your husband, you're a grandmother and a mother and stuff. Yeah. Has this first year been anything like you imagined it would be?
No, it's been very fast-paced. Mm-hmm. But I'm a people person. I'm energized by people. It's super high energy. Actually, it's funny because other Congress people complain about the schedule out there. They're so tired, it's so chaotic, and I'm thinking, this is nothing compared to raising 7 kids.
I'm gonna say, chase around my grandkids
So
sometime.
that isn't bothering me, but what's bothering me is the dismantling of our great country. And the fantastic things that President Trump got going, like energy independence, border security like we hadn't seen in a long time, economic boom. You know, they are just dismantling that. And I feel like our country's teetering on a precipice. And I'm part of what I'm calling a revolution of regular people like my husband and myself, that are getting off the sidelines and fighting back. Our country's worth fighting for. The future of our children and grandchildren are worth fighting for. So, and I really want to encourage people on the state and local level, don't diminish the opportunities there, because that's where we can see real change, and that can be a firewall to an out-of-control federal government.
Your husband, Chris, is a state representative, correct? And you both sort of suffered the same fate, if you will, when it came to redistricting. You were gerrymandered out of your seats, basically. Yeah. Talk a little bit about that process and how that made you guys feel and what you're doing about it.
Well, I'm not surprised at all. Neither of us are. Back in June, I believe Robin Kelly said I was their #1 target. I'm the most conservative member of the Republican delegation here in Illinois, so no doubt they want to get rid of me. They want to get rid of my husband for the same reason. But we're fighters, and that's what we need. We need people that aren't just part of a political party, but are willing to really speak up and fight back. And you know, I kind of want to think about myself as a survivor too. I'm going to find a way to make a way. And this is a conservative district, and they deserve to have at least the option of a conservative representative in Congress. So my husband and I will be moving to the district. So we got that measuring wheel out that we use on our farm, and we measured it's less than a quarter mile from our house, the boundary. So we'll just find a little place.
Why did you opt to run for the seat against Congressman Davis, of course, who you serve with, as opposed to Congressman Bost, who you also serve with?
Well, I was praying about it, first of all, and every day I woke up and it was in my mind to run against him. We've lived in Coles County. We've been farming there since the 70s. It's where we raised our children. You know, it was a deliberate carve out. This is a conservative district, and Rodney is a Republican, but he's not a conservative. I am a conservative. All the conservative organizations have endorsed me. President Trump endorsed me because I'm the America First candidate. It means a lot to me because he's not endorsing many members of Congress. He's being very selective, but he knows that I will be the fighter for the America First agenda. And all of us have whiplash going from America First to America Last. I mean, on day one, when Biden starts signing these executive orders, dismantling our energy independence, our freedoms, our economy, parental rights, I mean, you have it. It's been a disaster, and it continues to be.
In looking at the whole of the race, and again talking about running on a conservative agenda, part of that is also you still have to deal with the framework of what we have in Illinois. And I know when you first ran for Congress, you talked a lot about bringing jobs back and manufacturing and that sort of thing. How can you help make that happen when you have to deal with the state level Democrats, but you also have to deal with it currently at the federal level, although it looks like with midterms coming up, Republicans have a real chance to retake the House?
Well, it's not easy. It's not going to be fast. We have to turn over seats. But I think one thing we learned from the President Trump and his presidency is we need fighters. We don't just need people that take an R label and acquiesce when they get into positions when they can actually make a difference. So I think the biggest thing is we need President Trump type fighters.
And coming into the midterms, again, when you look at the way gerrymandering happens, obviously Illinois is a blue state because of Chicago. Is there a way, and I know it's tough when you're pitted against each other, but how can downstate members of Congress, how can you work together to try to make sure that the wants and needs of your constituents are taken care of when you do have to deal with the fact that Chicago is still Chicago, Illinois?
Right. Well, of course, we're at the federal level,
right?
And I think elections have consequences, and the fact that Biden is in there and not Trump means it's America Last and not America First. I mean, number one, high energy costs affect every American, whether it's your home heating costs, trying to run your business, in agriculture. I mean, it trickles down, and it's going to go out from there. So I think that the delegation should stick together and stick with the party platform, and it should be America First.
When you talk about and agriculture, obviously is a huge, you being a farmer, and so it's a huge part of our economy. Once upon a time, a lot of downstate and a lot of rural areas were Democratic and not Republican. What do you think caused that switch for downstate to sort of go from purple to red?
Well, I think the parties have changed. The blue dog Democrats are no more. The Democrat Party has been taken over by Marxists. They're radical America haters. They don't represent the regular Americans, working people. And the Republican Party has changed also. They're less the country club, corporate supporters as they are just supporting regular people and the values of regular people, like parental rights. I mean, Second Amendment rights, basic things that what I call regular people, that's very important to them.
With the 30 some odd counties that are making up your new district, are you trying to reach out to the chairs in each district and talk about what you can do? Primary, again, I believe primaries are good things, and because you can get issues out there.
Yes.
What are you talking about as you come to places like Adams County, like you are today? What are you talking about when you go to the party chairs to say, look, keep an open mind on this?
Yes, well, I've reached out to all the county chairs, and my goal is to get all around the district. Of course, we're in DC a lot, so it's challenging. Well, this morning I was with the veterans. I'm going to go to the Crisis Pregnancy Center. I'm going to meet with some business leaders. I'm going to meet with the Farm Bureau today. So I want to meet with the regular people, and I'm talking about issues that matter to them. Like, people want to feel safe in their communities, they want good education for their children, and they want economic opportunities. So all the issues that affect those three primary issues are what I'm talking to people about.
June 28th will be here before you know it,
Yeah.
and it's a big district. So I'm sure you're gonna, you're gonna work with your coordinators to make
Right.
sure you're in all the parades and all. Again, like you said,
Yes.
you had breakfast over at the Legion
Yeah.
this morning. Those are the kinds of things you're gonna have to do, and it's gonna be difficult when you have to be in DC too. It's the the light. You're experiencing this again for the first time in this kind of schedule, but you said you don't mind it. So
No, I'm very high energy, and like I say, energized by people and also the opportunities. I'm a Christian. I believe God's left me on earth to look for opportunities to overcome evil with good. So I'm going to be at it. And having President Trump's endorsement is huge, and he doesn't like to lose. So he's going to help me.
when you look at when are you heading back to DC then?
I go back Tuesday.
Oh wow!
So I have a
very
full
quick.
schedule from now till then. And
Well, all right. Again, we thank you for stopping by, and of course, we welcome you to stop by and see us every time you're over here in Adams County.
well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. That's Congresswoman Mary Miller. I'm Bob Goff for Muddy River News This Week. Have a great week.